guys, it's Whitney. I've got full hands here. It's early morning. I'm heading out to see my girls in the coop. Welcome to a week filled with some homestead updates and some fun celebrations. For Jonathan and I this week, the theme is divide and conquer because we are dog sitting for our best friends, the Panucci's. We're splitting household duties between here and there. And in the midst of that, we are getting ready to head on our own vacation next week. We're gonna be heading to the mountains of Virginia with my family from Monday to Friday, hoping to share some footage of that with you in coming weeks, but know that we will be back to our deck project as soon as we can, but we've had a couple of temporary pivots. Oh, we did it. 3 miles? 3 miles. Good job, buddy. Don't mind the thunder that you hear in the background. I am sitting in my car, safely avoiding a storm, but I told you that it was mission divide and conquer, and I wasn't exaggerating. Jonathan is currently with the Panucci dogs, and I am sitting outside of our dance studio because Clark and Annie have a jazz intensive this week. But one of those pivots that I just mentioned was that instead of working on our deck last Saturday, we spent the day celebrating with Clark.
Good job, buddy! Oh, he's taking off!
For being our guy who is not competitive at all, we somehow convinced Clark to run a 5K with me. And so Saturday, alongside his grandfather and I, Clark ran his very first 5K. Day one was just a 15-minute walk, and we got a tag along. Our house is up there. There's a nice little private drive across the way from us.
It is not private.
There's no access to any other roads, so I consider it private.
There is. You can turn on that road down there. And
this child gonna be fighting me every day. Day one, 15-minute walk. Check. First pasture run of our training. Oh man, he's taking off. Woo! I'm proud of this kid. This is our first uphill run, and this is the longest he has ever run continuously. I think we're gonna cross a mile. So way to go, buddy. We have slacked for about 2 to 3 weeks now because we had a whole week that was overtaken with dance recital, and so I was giving him a little bit of grace that week and didn't want to push. Then the week after that, Jonathan was away on business, and then the beginning of this week we were over at my sister's house helping with her 2 youngest boys while she and her husband were celebrating their 20th anniversary out of the country.
When is their anniversary?
It was yesterday. This is gonna be a doozy. We are in the middle of a heat wave. I cannot remember a longer, hotter stretch in Pennsylvania than what we have had. If we can survive 3 miles in this heat, then we are officially ready to sign up for this race. We've been holding out a little bit because we want to prove to ourselves that we can do it first. So if we can do this tonight, then we're gonna make it official and we're gonna sign up. So here we go. We're at 2.98 and counting, and he's amazing. Oh, we did it. 3 miles. It's a homestead life. Chicken processing by day, running by night, right?
It's not night.
Oh my word. Why do you always have to prove me wrong? Running by evening. How's that? So how are you feeling, buddy? It's our last training run. You're probably so excited for it to be over, aren't you? Between the super hot weather that we have had the past 2 weeks and all of the work that we have been putting into the deck, we have not run that much, but we're not doing it for competition. We're not trying to beat anyone. We're doing it for ourselves. Get over here. Last training run before our 5K on Saturday. It's pretty not humid this morning, so we're gonna just run an easy mile and then that's a wrap. Remember that time when I said it wasn't humid? Just kidding, it's very humid. It's just that it's not 100 degrees and humid. It's like 80 and humid. But he did it. He ran his last mile of training, and just when you think your run is over and you're done with your workout and get to cool down, Then you get to walk up the quarter mile that is our steep driveway. It is the night before the 5K with Clark. I'm going to pretend that my husband was trying to give us pre-game fuel. However, it was just because he found a really yummy recipe that he wanted to try out. What are you making here, love?
Patty melts from Sam the Cookie Guy.
Oh man, look at that. This is one of our cheerleaders for the race tomorrow. We have a couple of cheerleaders. Our original race was supposed to be a nighttime race. We unfortunately didn't realize that there was a cap on how many people they could allow in. When I went to register for that one, we weren't able to get in. It was full. We were gonna do glow-in-the-dark shirts for that since it would be at nighttime. We decided to do them anyway. Clark was a little disappointed that we didn't get into that race, so we wanted to still make this one fun. He made shirts. Clark is super handy on his Cricut, which is something that he got for Christmas. And it says, "A family that runs together stays together." We have our carbo load coming. We've got our shirts made for tomorrow. Clark is chillaxing on the couch over here, and he's gonna tell you all how excited he is to run 3 miles with me tomorrow. Good morning, it is race day. I think I'm more excited than Clark, even though he is willingly doing it. He's very much doing it for me. While I am out here and away from Clark, I just wanted to say, Clark, I'm super proud of you. Thanks for doing this with mommy, even though running's not your favorite thing. Even though today is race day and a special day where we get to focus on that, I am also focusing on sick chickens. So just mixed up their medicine, kind of like a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back. This is YouTube outfit. Business on top, underwear on the bottom. So yes, chicken duty in underwear this morning.
We're on the home stretch. Woohoo! Come on, Clarky! Good job, buddy!
Push it!
Woo! You're almost there! Woohoo!
All right, so pivot number 1 was the 5K, which was a happy distraction and a good diversion from the deck, but pivot 2 was not quite as positive and fun. 2 weeks ago, when we updated you on all of the progress of our deck build, we mentioned at the end that we were doctoring a chicken who wasn't feeling well. Unfortunately, after a couple of really hot days, one of our favorite chickens, she's our golden cuckoo Moran named Brownie. You may know and love her because she's the one who is always in the camera and always chatting, but unfortunately she fell ill, and so we were taking care of her for quite a few days. Coming to you live with a sick Brownie. I came out and I noticed that she was just kind of standing around and didn't really seem interested in me. It's been a really long hot stretch, probably a combination of the hot week and growth changes as well because they're all approaching laying age. We're thinking she has sour crop. Giving her a little bit of egg yolk and electrolyte, making sure she has plenty of clean water. We're also just massaging her a little bit here to try to help her crop to empty. So I hope she bounces back because she's our good girl. There is some improvement. However, when we came back out this morning, we noticed some subtle differences in Billy here. Because there was some questioning as to perhaps more than one of our flock being impacted by whatever is going on, we're hoping that it was just the heat. So some of them might just be showing some signs of heat exhaustion, but we were doing everything that we could do to keep them comfortable during the heat, and it was actually after the heat wave passed that we started seeing these symptoms. So just to be safe, we are going to treat for coccidiosis. I don't love to treat with medication unless it is necessary, but if we continue to wait, then there's a good chance that we're going to have an entire flock that isn't feeling well. But we have enough of an indication. We've got medication in their water, and we are hoping that we will be back to having healthy, happy, chatty girls. Our girl's getting some more zest back to her. But the issue is that we have yet another heat wave on its way. So we're trying to give her a little boost here in case she did have a little bit of a sour crop. Yogurt can be really good for that because the cultures in it can help to kind of neutralize all the yuck and yeast and stuff that could be in her crop. So even though she's improving, we're trying to just bulk her up here a little bit before the heat comes.
Say you look brighter. Yes, you do.
Our girls are doing well. Today is the first day where if I had not known to look for anything with Miss Brownie, I would have not known that anything was going on. Jonathan and I are doing everything that we can do for this flock within reason. I know that most people say, just give them shade, just give them fresh water and they'll be fine. And that is true. We chose breeds that are heat hardy, but these girls are still babies. This is the first time that they have ever experienced hot temperatures like this. Probably just not acclimated yet, like maybe some adult chickens are. Some of you guys are probably gonna laugh at us for the things that we're doing, thinking that they are excessive. My sister had some rechargeable fans that she was no longer using, so we borrowed those from her, and we installed one yesterday during the hottest part of the day in the coop, and it did help with airflow. So I'll be bringing that back out the next 2 days. Yes, are we a little crazy? We sure are.
Brownie, you talked to Daddy yesterday. You gonna come talk to me? Hi, Vanilla.
All right, so now that we got our little bestie feeling better, she's moving with a little bit of purpose this morning. She's got some pep in her step. Some of you may be asking, are they laying eggs yet? And no, they have not started laying eggs for us. Our original 6 are the 5 here and Miss Brownie. They are 19 weeks old. Average lay maturity falls like between 20 and 24 weeks. So we're getting really close. The younger 3, which came from the clutch that we hatched, they are 16 weeks old. And I don't think that I have ever officially introduced you to them and told you what we decided to name them. So the one here that is mostly black, her name is Nugget, fondly given by Clark and Annie. This little one here that has the gold around her neck, she's the one that I broke the rules for and helped hatch. She and I have a close bond. It's really cute because if I come in and squat, she will come under me almost like her mama, so I think she knows. But her name is Hatch. Go figure. And then we like to keep things light and humorous around here. So some of you may say that this is a mean name, but I think it's cute and just making the best of the situation. Our Easter egg are here. Here she is. Come here. The one that cannot close her beak properly because she's got parrot beak. We named her Sesame. She's kind of sesame colored for one thing, but no, that's not really why we named her that. We named her that for the term open sesame because her beak is always open. She's our sweet girl. She's very funny. The kids love her. She is, see how they pick at her because they try to help her get cleaned up, but they're nice about it. They help keep her clean. She's the kids' favorite. She's visitors' favorite because she's about the only one who wants to be held. And now I'm gonna take you over to the nesting boxes because there's something that I wanna show you there. You're gonna see eggs and you're gonna get excited for me, but don't because they are decoys and I will explain that to you. A few weeks back when we knew that we were headed toward laying age, we got wooden decoys and we placed 2 in each box. Number 1, you do that to show the chickens where you would prefer that they lay their eggs. It's not a given that they're gonna use these nesting boxes. Some chickens are stubborn and lay them in funny places, but the hope is that they see these and they think, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do there. And then number 2, I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but chickens love to eat eggs. Love, love, love. And so if they lay an egg and it cracks upon impact, or if they are just really curious the first time that they lay an egg, or perhaps they are protein depleted, they will eat the insides and the outsides and they will be very happy girls. So you kind of want to nip that in the bud while you can. And the decoys help with that because the chickens were very curious when I first put these in their boxes. We're pecking at them. Obviously, they're not having any results from these because they are wood and they can't be pecked through. So this helps to deter that behavior a little bit. So then when they start laying their own eggs, the chances of them wanting to eat them and be really curious about them is going to be a little bit less. All right, so on Miss Brownie girl, she's never gonna get a big old comb because that is just not what Morans do, but she's still not super duper red. Miss Maple here, I suspect is going to be one of our first layers because her comb and wattle, comb is the part on top, wattles are the parts underneath. They have gotten substantially bigger and substantially more red in the past 2 weeks or so. Little turkey girl here, she's also gonna be a late layer, and you can see that she's still kind of pale looking. But the biggest change of all has been Miss Vanilla here. Her comb is huge and her wattles are huge. Now, are they flaming red? No, I wouldn't say so. I think they still have some reddening to go, but that is a huge change for her. She did not look like that just a couple weeks ago. I think she's gonna be first up, or perhaps Miss Maple there. Probably gonna happen when we're on vacation. The sign that we are looking for that we have not seen yet, when hens are ready to start laying eggs, they will do somewhat of a submissive squat when you go to pick them up because they think that you're a rooster. We haven't seen that with any of our girls yet. I'm going to have Annie film me and I'm going to try it and see if any of them will squat for me. But that's supposed to be like a really, really good sign that you've got eggs coming in the next week or two. And to this point, we have not seen that squat yet. All right, my assistant is recording through the wire cloth because she doesn't have shoes on and we don't want the chickens to escape. But like, watch. You're my hope. Squat. Nope, she runs away. Squat for me. See, they're still running away from me. So I think that more indicates that they're not quite there yet, but we'll see. The storm has now passed and the sun is shining in like crazy, and it was either be blinded by it or look really orange like an Oompa Loompa, or use my sunshade here and have half of my face shadowed and look like a raccoon. So we went with that option. It is what it is. So yes, our brownie girl is back in business. She is chatting it up. She's back on her perch. She's eating and drinking again, and she seems to be good to go. Pivot 1, 5K. Pivot 2, brownie girl, and pivot 3 hasn't even happened yet. The third pivot that is pulling us away from our deck project is the vacation that is coming up. Really looking forward to time away with my family, but on that note, I need to do some packing planning and some grocery planning, so I am going to sign off here for this week. Thank you so much for coming along with us. Thanks for caring about the things that we do as a family, and thank you for caring about our animals. We shared a few weeks ago that Brownie wasn't feeling well. To see comments of people saying, you know, keep us updated, we hope she does well, that means a lot to us. So thank you for caring. Thanks for being a part of our family, and we will see you soon. All right, so I thought I was filming and I talked to myself for the last 5 minutes apparently. We won the race! Sit. She says, I did it, I'm a finisher. Can you also tell that it's really hot and humid, and I'm trying to not let my car run for the whole 2 hours that the kids are in their dance intensive. So if you notice that I'm getting shinier and clammier, that's because it's really hot.
And all through the house.
And all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.